Emergency. Emergency. I can't afford real estate right now. I can't afford rent. I can't afford anything. This is what happens a lot of times in real estate. It is unaffordable, right? People are like, this is a tough market. This is why some of you have an advantage. And I'm going to explain the people that have an advantage versus the people that don't have an advantage. The ones that buy a home as a primary residence and keep it as an emergency house. Now, I did another video that you keep it as an investment. Same concept, but a little different. Let me explain. Years ago, let's just say you bought a house. Now, here's the good thing too. Let's say you had a first-time homebuyer program, or you did an FHA with a good interest rate, or you got money from your parents as a down payment assistance, or you were whatever the case may be. Right? And you bought a house, and it's a primary house, and you had the best deal possible. And as years go on and years go on and years go on, it is cheaper. That mortgage is cheaper than the ongoing rental market there is. That's why a lot of people turn these homes into investments, because they can get more money now, because let's say their mortgage was $1,400 and the rental market's $2,000. Fantastic, right? Or they sell it and they make their profits. I wouldn't do that. This is why. Hear me out here. Okay. Let's just say you have that house. It's $1,200 a month. You're finally like, this is great. I'm going to rent it out for $2,000, make that, rent roll coming in, and you move into something else, and oh, life is grand. But then, excuse my language, but shit hits the fan. Now, what happens? When shit hits the fan, you now have to scramble and figure out life. What am I going to do? Oh my God, shit hit the fan. Well, guess what? Remember that house you had that you can move back into and afford that mortgage because it was so cheap? Because it's an emergency plan. It is like on the graces of, you know what, I can finally move back into my house. It's a cheap mortgage. Fantastic. I can live in here and figure life out. This is the emergency plan house. Now, this is why I tell people this is something that's good about buying real estate, right? If you get a really good deal, you hold on to it, and as the market increases, or if does it work for everyone? No. Does it work if you bought it last year? Probably not, because the market never adjusted. And all my videos are like for the higher percentage, right? There's people watching this right now saying, yeah, that's me. That happened to me. Or I bought my house X amount of years ago. Absolutely. Then there might be someone watching and go, I bought my house 2 years ago, and the rent is cheaper than the mortgage. This is all comparable to the situation we're in now. Every market's different. But the emergency house works for many people. And this is why I do these videos. I'm going to tell you something. I never told anyone this. My first emergency house, and this is another thing I'm going to throw it out there. When you buy your first house, especially if your thought process is for the future, you shouldn't be buying the most magical house in the world. You shouldn't be buying the biggest house in the neighborhood. I never did that. I always bought the one that needed the work, the less desirable one. I made it into mine. I got it for a really good price. I got the better deal on that property. And you know what? My first emergency house, after everything was said and done, was like $900 a month. So if shit hit the fan, I could get a job and easily cover that $900 mortgage. That's why I always would go for the one that no one else wants to buy. That one I want to buy them. I'm going to get the best deal on it. So this is why I do these videos, to tell you things, to educate people, to give you these bits of advice. Your first house, if you buy correctly, right? If you buy that house that nobody wants, the least desirable, the ugly duckling, you get a good deal on it, get a good rate, get your closing costs covered, live in that, play out the market, hold it. You can have a really good investment / emergency house. What do you think of the video? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Oh, phone's ringing. Gotta go.